Good morning, folks. We've got a story today that demonstrates a genuine connection between space weather and the highest risk heart patients. We hit the solar, wind, stars, magnetic fields, and more after getting started here at spaceweathernews.com.
Nature does not make machines like how we make cars. When we make cars, we order parts and then we bring it together. The engineers at the end, the technicians put it together. Once everything is together, then they turn it on. It becomes a car and moves out of the assembly line. Nature does not have the luxury.
In this animation, we'll see the remarkable way our DNA is tightly packed up so that 6 feet of this long molecule fits into the microscopic nucleus of every cell. The process starts when DNA is wrapped around special protein molecules called histones. The combined loop of DNA and protein is called a nucleosome. Next, the nucleosomes are packaged into a thread. The end result is a fiber known as chromatin.
When you have a heart, from beginning you have to pump.
In college, we were told that the left ventricle contracted by squeezing itself.
But we didn't really know how it happened. The physical mechanism, the pulleys that move the muscle and enable the heart to contract and expand the cavity, we didn't know how that worked.
Every human heart, around the heart, is a field of energy. 5 to 8 feet, 2 to 3 meters diameter. And this field of energy can be measured now in ways that make it very useful to us. The Institute of Heart Math has designed equipment that will help us to measure this field. Every moment of every day, your heart is sending signals to your brain, telling your brain what kind of energy to send to your body.
He knew what he wanted and how he had to do it, and spent the whole day thinking about it. He even dreamed about it at night and woke up talking about it.
I believe he was a genius.
His anatomic discovery is one of the most phenomenal things that's ever happened in cardiovascular medicine.
This fiber is then looped and coiled yet again. Leading finally to the familiar shapes known as chromosomes, which can be seen in the nucleus of dividing cells. Chromosomes are not always present. They form around the time cells divide when the 2 copies of the cell's DNA need to be separated.
Is our hearts are the strongest bioelectrical and magnetic field generators in our bodies. Our hearts generate stronger electrical fields than our brains. They generate stronger magnetic fields than our brains. Our hearts are 5,000 times as powerful magnetically than our brains. And we hear about EKGs of our hearts. They're up to 100 times stronger than the EEG, the electrical information in our brains.
Using computer animation based on molecular research, we are now able to see how DNA is actually copied in living cells. You are looking at an assembly line of amazing miniature biochemical machines that are pulling apart the DNA double helix and cranking out a copy of each strand. The DNA to be copied enters the production line from bottom left. The whirling blue molecular machine is called helicase. It spins the DNA as fast as a jet engine as it unwinds the double helix into two strands. One strand is copied continuously and can be seen spooling off to the right. Things are not so simple for the other strand because it must be copied backwards. It is drawn out repeatedly in loops and copied one section at a time. The end result is two new DNA molecules.
When this rubber strips shortens, the basal is coming down. The basal.
I was dumbstruck because how can he have the nerve to use those contractions when explaining something like that from a mechanical point of view? And that's what he did.
To section 6.1 of Weatherman's Guide to the Sun. I started that chapter with the most certain of studies and the most repeated and confirmed. Terminal arrhythmia, especially in those with ventricular dysfunction. It's a big risk during space weather events. Now this could be why. Normally we get electrical activity across the heart muscle, but in ventricular fibrillation, a vortex of electrical signals, an electric tornado in the heart, can stop it in an instant. Now at this time, the mechanistic connection is hypothesized here, but we know this type of issue has a major connection statistically to terminal outcomes during space weather, and we must only then ask if the electromagnetic forces of space weather are capable of affecting an electric tornado. Something tells me it can. Let's stick with a similar concept, but on a slightly larger scale. It turns out that tons of molecular clouds in space are wrapped in helical magnetic fields. We see the fields coming at us on one side of the clouds and away from us on the other. This setup was expected to exist somewhere in the cosmos, but it's looking like a pattern of the universe. Now it's 5:25 a.m. in the new valley of the sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.